So here is some updated information. I gauge the pattern and the activities. I'm not going to do too much of this, but I am going to do it in the interim as I collect videos, pictures, data, dates and times, and so forth of individuals. Now, I'm not going to waste a whole lot of time because, again, it's giving a little bit too much feed to these parasites. So I'm going to tell you, I just caught literal, okay, from start to finish, a girl that's hired either by one of the fusion centers or they're just one of the weirdos that's involved. It don't really matter. She was an African American plus size girl with a little baby about this way. Come this way and we'll come back over here. And we're not going to give these people any further entertainment with their dumb ass. Come on.
Where's that one for?
We'll see. So, as I said, she's African American, maybe in her 20s, plus size, and she had a little newborn baby. This is what I find, this is the sad shit about this system. They pander. She's possibly on the county, which is nothing wrong with that. I mean, that was my life, okay? But again, and she called somebody and they basically asked her, did you do whatever? And she was like, I did it. So she's going to get some cool kudos and gift cards for doing her assignment. Now, she came into the library. The library was virtually, as I said, ghost town, 100% empty. Hold on, son.
No.
100% empty. Nobody in there. Okay. The security guard was sitting there. Hold on, son. The security guard was sitting there. Give me a second. I'm not ready. Hold on. Hi. What is it? What is it you're trying to get, son? You have cash?
Well, actually.
Okay. So bear with me. Don't pick that up, son. Pick that up. There you go. So I'm going to isolate this one event. There's several things that's happening, but I want to just isolate one, okay? Because it was very easy to do. It was the kind of condition and situation to where you can gauge it, okay? So I'm going to do this real fast because I got to light some incense and do some frequencies as me and my son walk. Because, again, these individuals are following. So now, as I said, it was empty. My son and I was in there just to apply for the library card so that we can, so that we can go when we need to go, blah, 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 blah. Within not even a full 3 minutes, that's when this African American girl holding like a newborn baby. Come on. Walks in there and starts circling around. They know that my son is traumatized, something to do with crying babies, and possibly something to do with little kids or demons that look like little kids that possibly terrorize him in his trauma.
You keep giving me the wrong address. We gotta find that orange car sign. You're promising me the store.
Okay, no, we are. Just bear with me.
So where's the store then?
We are. So,
Go, Mom.
So She stood there. She basically circled around the area that I'm talking to the librarian. She circled around the area while I'm doing my business, giving my information, my date of birth, and all of those. Okay. One of the librarians, there was two librarians, an African American, and then another one. The other one did this little hand gesture that I saw out on my peripheral, this little hand gesture that I've seen as common to all of these cult members that are placed everywhere. They have jobs everywhere. Okay. Now, there's an 80-20 rule. I'm possibly wrong with that. Okay. 80-20 rule. Now,
Really with you?
hold on. Because they're doing their deal. They're doing their little working. So I'm going to deal with their ass in a second. Now, as I was saying, she stood there the whole time hoovering me, applying for me and my son's library card. Darrell, applying for a library card. And hold on, Darrell. Yeah, we're going to deal with that in a minute. And then, as I left, she walked out right behind me. How do I know? Because as I walked out, I turned around. So she didn't go up to the librarian. She didn't do any of that. As I left, as she sat there and heard the conversation, as I was talking with the librarians, that we were just, getting the card and we'll be back. She walks out. She might get a bonus, an extra bonus, because whoever she called or texted, it was a cult member. They asked her, did she do it? And chances are, she was saying, yeah, I came there. I went to the library. I walked in there. I'm walking around with the baby. Whatever. So I caught it. It's on video. As I left, I put the video on. I did a log while I was in the library. And as I with balls, with their man balls fully developed and intact, enough people with the spine and their heart chakra activated, until enough people get that, I am collecting the datas over time. I'm not going to always share it, but I do collect it. And I like to isolate situations that happen like this that was easy for me to gauge. And this person, odd behavior. So for those of you who are uneducated and unaware of these types of psychological warfare tactics to create unrest, which is intentional. So they're attempting to create health conditions for my son and me. They're intentionally being on assignment. They're hiring these people on assignment to do the things that would trigger trauma. So that's a low life move. I don't give a fuck if the bitch don't know that. The bottom line is that is what they're doing. Some of them do know it and they don't care, and so them and their families will get their just desserts for that. Because if you don't care, I don't care, and neither does my team. If they're paid to trigger my son, my people are paid to deal with their ass. Now, as they persist, he is a disabled person, and none of these scrambled monkey brain motherfuckers give two flying fucks about the fact that he is. And they sit their trashy ass up in there and smile like they doing something good. Yes, a bitch with a baby. It's unfortunate that that's his mama or her mama. That's sad. Because she's somebody's mama. Her little baby may turn out to be fucking disabled. Yeah. In fact, because she was willing to do some shit that may very well happen. And then, yeah, is it sad? Absolutely. Is it sick? Absolutely. But, unfortunately, folks don't care, and since they don't care, People don't care until something happens to their little children. They don't care until something happens to their little children. Come here, Darrell. No, come here real quick. Come here. Listen, and they're circling around right now. These are some lunatics. These are some fucking lunatics. Anyway. So, these are the things. When I stop paying them any attention, when I start figuring out their little, the monkeys that they're using, and they know that I'm figuring out the programs, the various things that they're using, then they pull moves like this. We're going to show up wherever they show up. Did you go there? Yeah, they about to get dealt with.